Welcome back to my channel. And before we get started this video, yes, I'm sitting in the bathroom because I have nowhere else to film because my dad is in his room and that's where I usually film my videos. So before we get started, hi, I'm Jennifer. I'm 20 years old from Montreal, Quebec. I have a 2-year-old daughter named Sarah. She is the love of my life. I've been with her dad for almost 4 years. So if you guys want to stick through, please subscribe down below, turn on notification bells so you guys will be notified whenever I post. My posting has been all over the place and you guys probably know. So today is more like of a sit down video compared to my normal makeup videos. Today I'm gonna be talking about my my school journey. I think I've talked about it in one of my podcasts that I did a few months back, almost a year ago, but I don't really remember. So I started school back in 2005 at my primary school, which was a French primary school down the street where I still am now. And I was like when I got to kindergarten, that's when I started school. I kindergarten. I was like, I spoke French, but I didn't really speak correctly French. So I was like always mixing up French and English. And from that early on, people like found it really dumb, and like, you know, people always made fun of me, whatever. So let's fast forward my kindergarten, first grade, second grade. It wasn't that bad. I doubled my second grade and I redid my second grade, which was a really good choice. I was only missing like 4 points, but my teacher was like, oh, let's just like redouble you and see if you're gonna get better. And that's what happened. I did end up getting better. So let's fast forward to third grade. No, fourth grade. So third grade, it was not bad. I was not getting that much intimidated. Like, I was not getting like bullied as much. Let's get to fourth grade. I was like always the smallest of the class. I was the oldest because I doubled, and I was the smallest. So we always had to go in lineups, and like there was 2 lineups. Like, and of course the 2, like, because us were like in third, fourth grade, it was like 2 grades put together, like 3 and 4. So I was in the fourth grade, and I was like the shortest. So they put me in the first of the line, and you know, people always make fun of me of that. And like, just because of the way I dressed, because I was like more like girly girl, I would wear like all pink outfits and whatever, you know, just like make myself like look a princess basically. And that's one thing that people didn't like about me. And another thing that people didn't like about me is because I was always a teacher's pet, just because like I was always there. Like, I was the one who always volunteered to do like after school work or like helping out the other students or whatever. So like, that was like the really bad part of third and fourth. And when I got to fifth, it was a lot better because I was placed into like a class where my bullies were not with me. Like, I do have a couple of bullies, and like I did have a couple of people that would like constantly bully me, but you know, I would let that go to a side. And you know, 6th grade came. I was really not bad. Like, I was, since it was our last year, we like basically like all forgave each other and like tried to make, you know, things work and whatever. Listen to me. I got to secondary 1 in a big school. Of course, you go to the secondary school and high school. So I say high school, we call it secondary school, but it's high school. And I got to this school on the first day. I met my best friend, which is the godmother of my daughter, on the first day of school. And in our first year of high school, sec 1, there was like 4 guys who would like nonstop bully everybody in the class, but they would more bully me because of just the way that I act, the way that I was, you know, because I was like chubbier than the other girls and I was shorter than the other girls, but I was at the same time older than them, as usual, as like the same part of that. So in sec 1, I was like, this really bad story that me and my best friend, we were walking into a park at lunchtime. Of course, back then there was nobody, there was no cops. Now the school is full of cops, like outside, inside, everywhere. So me and her were just walking to a park, and there's this guy that was like, she wasn't like, my best friend was in love with him, but like he was like a bully at the same time. So him and his older brother, like, they kicked us, like they took us basically by the coat and like shot us into the like dog park, which that made me like really realize like what the f people have against me. And like, not later that I found out it's because of the way that I was like so emotional and so like, you know, I would get mad really easily and whatever. So let's just get to that point later on. So after that, the bullying continued, whatever. Getting into secondary 2, that's when it started to become really worse, because I doubled my secondary 2 as well. But the first year I was in sec 2 was the first time I redoubled. The first one I did my sec 2 was the worst. Not the first, the second time I did my secondary 2. So my first time I got in secondary 2, I met my ex, and we basically got together right away, and like there was nobody was bullying me really, which was perfect. Secondary 2 was amazing. It was like one of the best years I had. It's just that I doubled. So when I redoubled my secondary 2, that was in 2013-14. Now we're in 2014-15. I was 15 years old, and that's I was 15 going on 16 when I started. I was 15 when I started my second time of second year of high school. So we get to that point that I was a class that was like full of like people, like they came from basically any other classes that they had. It was like a regroupment class of everybody that like redoubled and whatever. So that class was like filled with bullies, and I remember like, since I have arthritis on my knee, if you guys didn't know, fun fact, I have arthritis on my knee and I can't sit too long sitting on my knees. Now I'm sitting on my knees and my knees are on fire, but I have to get this way. I have to get a video, at least one video up. So we're in gym, and since we're in physical education, and since I couldn't do that, so I had to just like sit on the bench. Don't worry, I had a doctor paper and whatever. And all of a sudden, we were just like playing basketball, and like I was like sitting on the bench, just minding my own business, talking to one of my friends, because he would stay with me and whatever. Then all of a sudden, I got shot like 25 basketballs on my head, and I'm not joking, guys. They were like coming like woof, woof, right, like all over each other, and I was like, what the F? And like everybody was around, and nobody did nothing besides my friend. My friend stood up and goes, what the F are you guys doing? What's the point of shooting her basketballs? It's not her fault. She can't do gym. It's not her fault. She can do physical education. And so like it was a constant battle with those people being bullied. And I know people are gonna write in the comments like, oh, did you go see the directors? Whatever. I did. But the directors at the time didn't really care much. And you know, at the same time, I was bullied by this teacher. I was not bullied by her, physically bullied, but I was like, she would like mentally like put me down just because I was not, it was this, I'm not gonna say the subject or whatever, but there's this one teacher, like just because I was slower than the other ones, and I didn't really have still don't have a good memory, so she would like always treat me names and stuff like, oh, why can't you like be like the other students or whatever. And like, you know, I suffered from severe anxiety because of that. And you know, I am ADHD diagnosed. And so yeah, so let's fast forward to my last year of high school, which is 2015-2016. I was in sec 3. I passed my year, thank God. My teacher was the best teacher. I gotta sit there, okay. And she was like basically the best teacher ever, and she helped me a lot to get through like my depression and whatever. So let's get to sec 3, okay? And we were studying for a really big science exam, and so like in between like our second period and our third period, we only had 5 minutes to go from one floor to another floor. So I was in gym on the first period, and we had to go to science, which was on the second floor. And we had an exam, so I was like, okay, let me just like revise myself, like, you know, revise my papers, whatever. I had like a couple of notes marked on my arm also, which I found I think about it today and like, what the fuck, why didn't I just like take them out? So we get to class, and the teacher goes, oh, everybody like stand up, put your hands on your side, and let me see your agendas. Like put your agendas like this and make everything fall out. And my notes fell out. She looks at me and she goes, did you know that you're not allowed to have notes in class? And then she saw my arm. And I go, yeah, but we only had 5 minutes. I wrote this on my arm this morning. How can I go from this morning to now and within 5 minutes and miss my class, miss my exam, to go wipe it off? And she goes, okay, whatever, we're giving you 0. So she gave me 0, and I left to go see the directress. I told the directress about it, and she didn't really care much. So I got back into my class, and my teacher goes like, how the F were you able to cheat? And I go, look, I told her the story, like, look, we had 5 minutes, I was in gym, I was reading my notes, whatever, I was gonna go to the bathroom and wipe it off, or like, you know, put my things back in my locker and whatever, but I only had 5 minutes. I didn't want to be late for my exam. And she goes, yeah, but that's not an excuse. You could have told her, oh, sorry, can I go to the bathroom 2 minutes to go wash this out? I go, yeah, we're not allowed to go to the bathroom. Like, we were not even allowed to go to the bathroom between classes. In class, it was just like so dumb. Like, people they're like, boom. So it was a long weekend. So I left school and I stayed a couple of days home just to like really like relax myself and whatever. And when I came back, the teacher's like, you know, you missed a lot. You're gonna have to stay like 10 days after school for like 2 hours to recap all the things, whatever. And I go, okay, look, whatever. Then all of a sudden I went to school next day, and my directress was waiting for me in the office. She goes, look, we have 2 choices. There's either you stay with the teacher, because I wanted to change class basically, because there was 2 classes of secondary 3, and each one had a different teacher, a different subject teacher. So I was like, okay, can I just like change class? And they're like, no, there's no way you can change class because you're definitely gonna see her in the corridors. I'm like, yeah, if I see her in the hallway, it won't mind. Just I don't want to be with her. So I was like, look, we can't do that. It's either that or you get out of the school. So I quit. I left the school. I picked up all my belongings and I left. So yeah, that's basically my school experience, full of bulliness. I got bullied so bad, and it's so crazy that I finally get to open up myself about that. So if you guys liked it's just a little message to say to people that if you are being bullied, talk. The best thing to do is talk to your teacher, talk to someone you have confidence, because you never know what could happen. So I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.